Sydney Harbour, venue for the start of the 71st edition of the Rolex Sydney Hobart yacht race and one of the most spectacular departure gates of any sporting event in the world. This year's fleet bristling with outstanding yachts and crews, including the line honours winners and overall winners of almost every major offshore race in the world.
The calibre of the fleet in this year's Rolex Sydney Hobart race really is second to none. The race for line honours, the race for handicap, everything about it, the foreign interest is the best we've ever seen.
108 yachts will line up for this year's race, including a record 27 international entries. Among them, US boat and 24-hour monohull speed record holder Comanche.
We're not the favourites here. It's the only race that this boat that Comanche's ever lost was to Wild Oats.
Wild Oats 11, the most successful yacht in the history of the race, is chasing its 9th line honours win, having undergone radical surgery that saw the old bow cut off and a longer one added in a bid to keep her competitive edge.
It's been a big, busy year for the boat as far as modification. You know, to go and cut 7 feet off the back of the boat and 30 feet off the front, it's a big call.
The winner of the Tattersalls Cup, the much coveted prize for the best yacht overall, can come from anywhere.
Every boat has a chance. Every yacht, from Wild Oats 11 to Wild Rose, has a potential chance to win this great race on handicap.
Wild Oats 11 got a jump on her rivals at the pin end of the line, breaking away early in front of delighted home supporters. In the building northerly breeze, attacking battle ensued between the leading Super Maxis, each trying to outmaneuver the other on the approach to the first mark. Perpetual Loyal held the advantage at this point and out beyond the heads. But it was Comanche who showed the biggest turn of speed, breaking away as the fleet headed down the coast. Further down the fleet, the mid-sized contenders for the overall trophy started to revel in the conditions, but were also aware of the approaching southerly change and the uncomfortable miles in prospect. And in a dramatic development tonight, Wild Oats 11 and Perpetual Loyal have both been forced to retire, the 8-time line honours winner with a torn mainsail. Last year's runner-up Comanche has also sustained a broken rudder and a damaged dagger board, but plans to continue and repair en route. There are currently 2 other retired boats, CEX Dolce with a broken mast and the Sydney 47 St Jude. The yachts in the front half of the fleet have been feeling the brunt of the stiff southerly, reporting gusts of up to 43 knots, which will reach the smaller boats later in what may prove an eventful night. The first night of the 2015 Rolex Sydney Hobart yacht race has left a toll of damaged boats, marking the end of racing for more than 25 crews, including defending line honours champion Wild Oats 11. She sustained severe mainsail damage when hit by a 40-knot squall, forcing the Australian yacht to retire.
Yeah, no, it's a bit of a shame. Very different feel to Constitution Dock, that's for sure. But it's just one of those things, you know, we got caught out last night in the big rain squall and a lot of wind and just shredded the mainsail, you know, and it's just game over. So we looked at every option before we decided to pull out, and it was really clear that it was all over.
Another high-profile retirement was the 100-footer Perpetual Loyal, out with hull damage. The crew brought the boat back to Sydney, devastated after leading the fleet out of Sydney Harbour less than 24 hours earlier. American rival Comanche also faced retirement following damage to her rudder and dagger board. But after effecting onboard repairs, the team was able to carry on and by mid-afternoon was once again out in front, leading George David's Rambler 88, who has a damaged starboard dagger board. Conditions are expected to lighten as the fleet heads towards the Tasmanian coast. Chasing the leaders close astern is another international entry, Maserati, skippered by Italian Giovanni Soldini with his 11-strong crew. This is Maserati's first Rolex Sydney Hobart, but her skipper's vast experience sailing similar conditions in around-the-world races seems to be paying off. Among several competitors to gain an advantage in last night's tough conditions was Swiss entry Teasing Machine, owned and skippered by Eric de Turckheim, now among the handicap leaders.
You know, I don't like to rate chances because, you know, the great thing about sailing is never to be arrogant, because the day you become arrogant, you're sure to have to end up in trouble.
With wild weather conditions already having claimed many seasoned competitors, the fleet is preparing for an easier second night on the approach to Bass Strait.